container is there, liquid phase, the vapor phase. The liquid is there, in the vapor phase, gaseous molecules are there. This pressure is vapor pressure. Whenever, at what temperature, it may be Tx temperature. At what temperature, the vapor pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure. Generally, we are taking 1 atm. If you are go some higher altitude, the pressure will be different. Okay. So here generally atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure. At what temperature the vapor pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure, that is, the temperature is known as boiling point. Is it clear, boiling point?
Yes, sir.
Definition?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, similar definition in case of freezing point. It is a vapor pressure. This is the solvent vapor pressure, liquid solvent vapor pressure. It is solid solvent vapor pressure. Solid solvent vapor pressure. You may get doubt, sir, solid, how the vapor pressure is there? Even the solid also, some gas molecules, that means indirectly we can say a sublimation. Of course, the percentage is very less. The solid, suppose if I take the ice, if I am taking ice, here some water molecule, gas water molecules are present. Gas water molecules are present. These are exerting vapor pressure. Of course, it is very, very less compared to liquids. That's why the graph is, see, the slope is higher. Okay, so much decreasing suddenly. Right. Here I am taking ice and vapor pressure. Here I am taking water. Liquid is there, same water. I am taking vapor pressure. Okay, it may be the boiling around 10 degrees Celsius is there. From 10 degrees Celsius to I am decreasing temperature 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1 like this. Ice is there, it may be minus 10 degrees Celsius, minus 10, minus 9, minus 5, minus 4, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, like that. I am increasing temperature. Obviously, here vapor pressure is slowly increasing. Here vapor pressure is slowly decreasing. You understood these two activities, what I am doing? I am taking in the first experiment ice. I am calculating vapor pressure. Here temperature initially minus 10 degrees Celsius, yeah, minus whatever, some temperature, slowly increasing temperature. Then every time I am calculating vapor pressure. In the second case, I am taking liquid. Yes, beta, you are saying something?
No, sir.
Okay, I am taking in the second experiment, I am taking liquid, little higher temperature is there. Then slowly I am decreasing temperature until it will get freeze. Here solid was there, here it is solid is there, it is up to liquid. Slowly I am increasing temperature. Then I observe the vapor pressure. Here it was liquid initially, then up to solid. I am decreasing the temperature slowly. Then I observed vapor pressure. These two activities you understood?
Yes, sir.
Right. These two values only here, it may be 10 degrees Celsius somewhere it is. If it is not 10, then you can take maybe 50 degrees Celsius. Then slowly decreasing temperature, the vapor pressure. See on y-axis, what is there? Vapor pressure. Slowly vapor pressure decreasing. This curve is coming like this. Next, ice I am taking. Ice at maybe It's a minus 20 degrees Celsius, suppose. Minus 20. Minus 20, minus 10, minus 5, minus 2, minus 1, 0. It's going like this. So where these two curves are crossing, that point is called melting point. That point is called melting point. Understood? Which is the melting point?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now we have to define it. At what temperature a liquid solvent vapor pressure and a solid solvent vapor pressure, liquid solvent and solid solvent vapor pressure is equal, that temperature is known as melting point. In case of boiling point, what we were observed, that vapor pressure we observed solution vapor pressure or liquid vapor pressure and outside atmospheric vapor pressure. Here there is no relation with atmospheric. Here liquid vapor pressure versus solid vapor pressure, both are solvent only. Okay, this is the vapor pressure. Right, next. When I'm adding solution, when I'm adding solute, already we discussed, the vapor pressure will be decreased. Where is a pure liquid? In this pure liquid, some salt is there. So the vapor pressure is decreasing. Are you getting this activity or not?
Yes, sir.
So the curve is coming parallel line of this above, but the value is less, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So this line is somewhere crossing this frozen solvent. So this point is again solution melting point. This point is solution melting point. You may get little doubt, sir, here two lines are there. What about this line? This line is only one line. Why? Because in the solution means what? Suppose sugar dissolved in the water. Sugar already solid. Okay. So freezing the solution means what? Nothing but water only freezing. The solvent only freezing. That's why this line is only one. Okay. So this line only changing. The vapor pressure is changing. Liquid vapor pressure is changing. The solid vapor pressure is not changing. The solid solvent or solution vapor pressure is not changing. Liquid vapor pressure is changing. So the liquid vapor pressure, where is it is equal to the solid vapor pressure of solvent, that temperature is known as melting point. Understood it is?
Yes, sir.
All right. You can see here freezing point of a substance. A freezing point of a substance may be defined as the temperature at which the vapor pressure of the substance in its liquid phase is equal to its vapor phase in the solid phase. That is a melting point. A solution will freeze when its vapor pressure is equal to vapor pressure of the pure solid solvent. Here main definition came. When its vapor pressure, which vapor pressure? Solution vapor pressure. when a solution vapor pressure is equal to the vapor pressure of pure solid solvent, then it will get freezing. So the melting point is this one. Wherever a solution vapor pressure is equal to a solid solvent vapor pressure, that is the melting point or freezing point. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So in case of boiling point, the temperature boiling point is increasing, but in case of freezing point, the freezing point is decreasing. Suppose water freezing point is 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, solution freezing point will be, it may be minus 5 degrees Celsius, minus something. Okay, right. So delta T, what it would be? Delta T equal T naught minus TF. Example, if I take the water T naught will be 0. After adding salt, it may be minus 5. Then the difference will be plus 5. Delta TF means what? Difference in the freezing point. How much? 5 is the difference. How we got it? T naught minus T. In case of boiling point, we will write like this. Delta TB equal TB minus T of T naught or TB naught. It is the solution. Obviously, TBS is more than TB naught. Okay, it may be 105. 105 minus 100 equal to 5, like that. Difference is always positive only. That's why. Okay, you understood delta TF?
Yes,
how to write?
sir.
Always positive value you are getting. Right. Similar to elevation of boiling point, depression of freezing point also. The depression of the elevation of boiling point, what we did, the delta TB is directly proportional to M. Here delta TF is directly proportional to M. There delta TB equal to KB into M. Here KF into M. Then the definition, it was like this: KB equal delta TB by M. What we defined there? M means molality. When 1 molar solution, in 1 molar solution, the elevation of boiling point is called ebullioscopic constant. Now here Kf, similar delta Tf upon M, which depends on the nature of the Kf is depends on nature of the substance. Similarly Kb. Now Kf is freezing point depression constant. Freezing point depression constant or molar depression constant or cryoscopic constant. What is the delta? Kb? Kb was ebullioscopic. Ebullioscopic. Now Kf cryoscopic. Cryoscopic constant. Symbol Kf. Right. Molality formula already we written many times. Then just you apply this similar formula, you will get it. Delta Tf equal to Kf into, this is the molality. Then from this formula only you will get it, these things. Here Kf and Kb both are depends on the nature of the solvent. Nature of the solvent. So how we written these formulas? Same, Kf equal to molality upon delta F, delta Tf. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. So if we expand this formula, R into M, M for molecular mass,
So what
TF,
is R?
R is the gas constant. The symbols R and M are the gas constant and molecular mass of the solvent. Then TF and TB denoted freezing point and boiling point. F for freezing point, B for boiling point. Of what?
So
Of
what
pure
is
solvent.
gas constant?
Yes.
What is gas constant?
Gas constant. Have you heard this formula? PV equal to nRT formula.
Yes, I think last
It is the
year
ideal
we-
gas equation. Okay. This ideal gas equation here, R equal to PV by NT. Here N number of moles, T temperature. So if I am taking pressure is 1 atm, volume is 1 liter, atm liter, then N equal to number of moles. If I take 1 mole, then temperature in Kelvin. The unit is liter atmosphere per mole per Kelvin. The R value 0.0821 liter atmosphere per Kelvin per mole. Okay, here R value we need to remember this. How this value came means we have to apply this pressure value, volume and number of moles, temperature. If you apply all these values, so you are getting this one. So finally we need to remember R value, 3-4 values are there. One is depends on the units. If you take liter and atmosphere, whenever volume and pressure is there, you will take 0.0821. Sometimes R equal to, they will ask you in the calories, simply 2 calories. Actually 1.8 something, but averagely we are taking only 2 calories. And R value, suppose in the thermodynamics, in the whenever it's energy form is there, 8.314 joules per Kelvin. Joules per mole per Kelvin. Joules per mole per Kelvin. Okay, these are the important values, R value, gas constant values.
Yes, sir.
Here delta H fusion, delta H vaporization. Do you know this delta H fusion and vaporization? See, delta H means generally heat energy. Heat energy change. Heat energy change. Now, when what is the condition? Fusion. Fusion means what? Fusion means solid converting into liquid. Solid converting into liquid. That means nothing but melting. Nothing but melting. While melting, how much energy is required? At the same time, whenever we are giving definition means we have to specify that. Okay, what I said now, solid is converting into liquid, but how much? If I take 1 gram, is a different energy required. If I take 1 kilogram, different energy. If I take 100 kilogram, different energy. That's why per 1 kilogram generally we will take. When 1 kilogram of ice, example, 1 kilogram of ice is there, this 1 kilogram of ice while melting into liquid completely, 1 kilogram of liquid is forming, that is H2O. How much heat energy received, or I can say, to convert 1 kilogram of ice into liquid, how much heat energy required? That is only known as delta H fusion. This definition you understood?
Yes, sir.
Right. Similarly, delta H vaporization. Vaporization. What is the vaporization? Liquid is converting into gas. Generally, it takes place at 100 degrees Celsius in case of water. If I take different solvent, different value will be. But how much liquid is converting into gas? Again, here also 1 kilogram of water or 1 liter of water. 1 kilogram of water converting into gas. 1 kilogram of water converting into gas, that means vapor. How much heat required? Heat required. Heat required. This amount of heat required is called enthalpy of vaporization. Enthalpy of vaporization. Enthalpy of fusion and vaporization. Understood this enthalpy of fusion and enthalpy of vaporization?
Yes, sir.
Right. If I am taking 1 liter water, 1 liter water, 1 liter water is nothing but 1 kilogram of 1 kilogram of water I am taking. In this, I am adding 1 mole sugar. 1 mole sugar. Okay, 1 liter water, I am adding 1 mole sugar. Now the water boiling point will be increased. This much clear? Initially, water boiling point was 100 degrees Celsius in case of pure. Now water boiling point will be increased for solution. Water boiling point will be more than 100. This much clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. How much increasing? That is the question. How much increasing? 100, more than 100, it's clear. But how much increasing? I added here specific amount, that is 1 mole. Then when can you guess it? How much increasing? The boiling point will be 100.52. If I dissolved exactly in 1 liter or 1 kilogram of water, 1 mole of sugar is there. Our boiling point will be 100.52. How I written this? See, ebullioscopic constant is given 0.52. What it is? If you dissolve 1 mole of solute in 1 kilogram water or solvent, of course here solvent is water, that's why. If you dissolve 1 mole of sugar in ethanol, then our boiling point will be rising 1.20. Suppose same 1 mole of sugar, if I dissolve in acetic acid, our boiling point will be rising almost 2.9, almost 3. Maximum though here. Which one it is? Carbon tetrachloride. Same 1 mole of sugar, if I dissolved in 1 kilogram of carbon tetrachloride, our boiling point is rising 5. Initially it was 350, it becomes 355. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, water, pure pure water freezing point. Pure water freezing point was 0 degrees Celsius. Now solution freezing point will be less than 0 degrees Celsius. Then how much? It would be minus 1.86 degrees Celsius. How I get to know? Here it is given. In case of water, if you dissolve 1 mole of solute in 1 kilogram of water, our freezing point decreases 1.86. If I dissolve 2, then obviously 2 into 1.86. If I dissolve 3 moles, 3 into 1.86. If I dissolve half mole, half into 1.86. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, these are the fixed values. Half mole, 1 mole, 2 moles, easily we can do that. Then if it is given 1 liter, 2 liter also, we can do just cross multiplication type also we can do. And we can apply the formula, then also we can do. Which formula we will apply? Delta TF. Delta TF equal to KF into M. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now here now it is deleted in the syllabus, but sir, we dissolved 1 mole of sugar. That time our boiling point raised to 100.52. Instead of sugar, if I dissolved NaCl, that is also 1 mole only. That is also 1 mole only. What about our boiling point will be? Is it 100.52 or more than this? I am taking pure water 1 liter or 1 kilogram pure water I am taking. Here I am adding 1 mole NaCl I am taking. The water boiling point will be rising. This much clear?
Yes, sir.
Now the raising up to 100.52 or more than this?
Up to 100.52.
Yeah, theoretically we should 100.12 because here also 1 mole, here also 1 mole only.
Yes.
But here it is electrolyte. It is electrolyte. The NaCl is splitting into Na plus Cl minus. We are taking 1 mole but forming 2 moles. After dissolving, 2 mole ions are present. 2 mole ions are present. So our boiling point will be 0.52 into 2. That means 104. So 101.04. This much increasing. Same 1 mole NaCl if I dissolve. 1 mole of sugar 100.52. 1 mole of urea 100.52. But 1 mole of NaCl different. Yes. Now you understood this or not?
Yes, sir.
Why it is increasing double?
Because
of NaCl.
NaCl, electrolyte.
Because it is electrolyte that is splitting into Na plus and Cl minus. So number of particles are becoming double. Indirectly it is a 2 moles. We are taking 1 mole only, but after dissolving it became 2 moles. Okay, now actually we are discussing which properties? Colligative properties. That means what? The properties which are depends on number of moles of solute particles. So solute particles now 2 moles. Sir, I am taking only 1 mole of NaCl. Of course, you are taking 1 mole NaCl, but it's splitting and forming 2 moles ions. So the final properties depends on how many ions are present in the solution. That is only how much you took. That's not important. Got it?
Yes. Yes, sir. So,
Suppose
sir,
sometime
suppose we take a half mole NaCl.
better if
And
you take half mole NaCl, it becomes 1 mole. In that case, 0.52 only.
okay, so yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
At the same time, HCl is there. HCl also, if you dissolve H plus and Cl minus, two particles are there, again same position. But same, okay. Suppose acetic acid is there. Acetic acid. Acetic acid also I am adding 1 mole. Acetic acid also I am adding 1 mole. In that case, what will be the boiling point? 100.52 or 101.04 or in between this or less than 100.52?
For HCl, sir?
No, acetic acid,
Acetic
not
acid.
HCl, acetic acid. Acetic acid means, do you know the acetic acid? Again, I will make it.
CH3.
I am taking acetic acid 1 mole in 1 liter or 1 kilogram of water. So the water boiling point will be 100.52 or more than this or less than this or equal. I am adding 1 mole. Actually, one more answer was 101.04. Okay, 101.04 or 100.52 or in between this 3 options. Okay. Yes, what you are expecting? See, I'm
So
taking acetic. Yes.
So usually when we add an acid to water, like heat will be produced, right?
No, there is no heat matter here. Only ions, ionization. When acetic acid is there in the water, similar like NaCl and HCl, it is also splitting into 2 parts. CH3COO minus and H plus. If I am taking 1 mole of acetic acid ions are there means 100.52, it's fixed. And 100.52 and above. Why above? Because some of acetic acids are dissociating into 2 particles. Sir, in that case, it becomes 2 moles. That means 101.04 it should be? No. Because if I take 100 molecules, here only 10 or 15 molecules are dissociating. 10 or 15 molecules are dissociating. Remaining 90 will be remain same. Here 90 plus 10, 100, 110. Actually, I am taking 100, but it became 110, not 200. In case of NaCl, if I take 100, it becomes 200. Na plus Cl minus. So why it is? Because it is a weak acid. Weak acid. What is the weak acid? Weak acid means partially dissociating acids are weak acid. Partially dissociating. What is the partial dissociation? If you take 100 molecule, out of 100, only 10 or 20 or 30 molecules are dissociating. Remaining are not dissociating. Undissociate. That acid or base is called weak acid and weak base. Understood now? What is weak acid and weak base?
Yes, sir.
So whenever we are adding weak acid and weak base, it would be in case of 1 mole more than 100.5 and less than 101.04 here somewhere. It depends on the percentage, how much dissociating. As well, acetic acid is there, right? This acetic acid, instead of water, I am taking in the benzene. See, benzene boiling point is 353.3. How much it should be increased? 2.53 it should be increased. If I take 1 mole, 2.53. So 2.53 means, suppose I am taking only 2.5, right? 2.5 means 355.8 it should be. Yes, benzene. After adding 1 mole of acetic acid in the benzene, right? In the benzene, when we are adding 1 mole of solute, whatever you can add, when 1 mole of solute we are adding 2.53 degrees Celsius increasing. That means 355.8. This much clear?
So it'll be 357.8, right?
See, benzene
55. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
353. It is increasing 2.5.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 355.8. We are expecting answer.
Yes.
Right?
Sir.
But instead of acetic acid, if you add, suppose, sugar. If I am adding sugar here, if I am adding sugar here, urea, okay, the 355.8 is the correct answer. Even in case of sugar also, this answer will be correct. Because 1 mole we are adding, when 1 mole is added, 2.53 increasing, 2.53 done. But now the question is, acetic acid we are adding, suppose. Acetic acid we are adding. Then what will be the answer? More than 355.8 or less than 355.8 or 355.8 only?
So more than 355.8.
Why? Because it is ionizing.
Yes, sir.
Number of particles increasing.
Yes, sir.
But the thing is, acetic acid will dissociate in the water. The number of particles are increasing. But in benzene, what I'm taking here, benzene. In the benzene, acetic acid, the simple form is like this, ACOH. The ACOH will get dimerization. Dimerization means if I take 100 molecules, it becomes 50 molecules. Where, whenever in case of benzene, same 100 molecule if I take in the water, it becomes maybe 120, not exactly 200, 120 or 130 like this. Where in case of water, in case of benzene, okay, in case of benzene, it becomes only 50. In case of water, it becomes 120. You understood? Dimerization, this is called ionization. But it is partial ionization.
So dimerization means it will double?
Not double. Two ions becoming single ion. Diatomic molecules H2, H plus H, H2. Okay, it's a diatomic molecule, but dimerization means like this. Acetic acid, 2 molecule becoming 1 molecule. 100 molecule becoming 50 molecule. Dimerization. Trimerization means 3 molecule becoming single molecule.
Yes.
If 3 oxygens are there, oxygen and oxygen, oxygen, it becomes O3. Triatomic. Trimerization.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then ionization will be when it increases.
Ionization means forming ions. Obviously, number of particles will be increased.
Yes, sir.
In the ionization, two things are there. One is fully ionized, one is partial ionized. Partial means this acetic acid. Generally, weak acid, weak bases are partially ionizing. If I take 100, only 120. Suppose if I take 100 NaCl particles, if I take 100 NaCl particles, it becomes 100 Na plus 100 Cl minus. That means 200. That means 200 it becomes. 100% ionization. Even HCl also like this. HCl, NaCl, KCl, all. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Actually, regarding this type of solutions, the correction was there. That is only Van 't Hoff factor. Now, present, no need to discuss because out of syllabus. That is okay. Just for idea purpose, I told this much. That Van 't Hoff factor now it is deleted. Okay. Last, osmotic pressure. Fourth colligative properties, osmotic pressure. What is the osmotic pressure? See, if you take in the mango pickle, these mango pieces are there. Okay. Whenever mango pickles, you can observe here so much liquid is there. That all liquid is will be oil only or some any other?
Preservatives.
Maximum oil will be there, but it is not oil only. This liquid is the oil plus this mango pickle, mango pieces. In the mango, some liquid will be there. The liquid is coming out. Okay, that liquid and oil, this mixture. Whenever the mango pickle or lemon pickle, when it start, then they cook first day, you cannot find any oil on the top of this pickle. But after 3-4 days, so much liquid will be forming. Have you observed this thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've just seen like in bottles, there will be a lot of liquid on the top.
Yes. Initially on the first day, you cannot find anything, but 2-3 days later, you will get it more. But nowadays we are bringing from market, so we cannot find those things. But whenever you will, means at home, who will make the pickle, so then that time you can find it. And one more example we can say. This is the best example which we can observe. And okay. Now, osmosis and osmotic pressure. It is A side and B side. Okay, here water is there. Here also water is there, right? Same level water is there. Now, I am adding some sugar here. I am adding some sugar. Initially, the water level is exactly equal. I am adding sugar this side. Okay, this is the filter. The filter can allow only water. Only water allowed. Only water allowed. The sugar particles not allowed. Okay, this much clear what I am telling?
Yes, sir.
Right. Initially it was pure water. Now I added sugar A side, left side. Now the water level will be remain same or is there any change? First question. The water level will be same or changing?
It will change.
Change. Now the next question. Changing means now A side will be increased or B side will be increased?
B side will increase.
B side will be increased. Why B side will be increased? Because I am adding sugar. That's why this side.
Um, yes, sir.
Okay, if you are adding sugar, then what will happen? Sugar cannot move here.
Yes, sir. So only the water will move and
Okay, one sugar particle came means one water molecule will go this side.
yes, sir.
We
Like
are
that.
thinking that. It's okay, fine. But actually, in the last two classes, we observed that vapor pressure. See, whenever sugar is dissolved here, the sugar particles occupying some of the surface area. Before, in the pure case, the vapor pressure value I am giving here 1. Here also vapor pressure value it was 1. Now after adding sugar, the vapor pressure value will be decreasing or increasing? Tell me first.
Decreasing.
Decreasing. It goes maybe 0.8.
Yes, sir.
Right. Here it will be same because I am not adding anything here.
Yes, sir.
Right. Here vapor pressure decrease. Here vapor pressure. Outside vapor pressure how much? Atmospheric pressure 1 atm. So 1 atm pressure is applying here. Here only 0.8 applying pressure. So the water is flowing towards this solution until it will reach 1 atm. So when it will reach 1 atm, whenever this height is increasing, it may be reaching this level. Then it is reaching to again 1 atm. Then the flowing will be stopped.
Yes,
Are you
sir.
getting?
Yes, sir.
Vapor pressure it was decreased. So immediately this water level is increasing. While increasing, the pressure will be rising. Okay. Whenever this vapor pressure equal from both sides, until that the water level will increase. So what's happening here? Here water flow we observed from low concentration solution to higher concentration solution.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In generally, in all other cases, higher temperature to lower temperature, higher pressure to lower pressure, higher altitude to lower. So that higher to lower we will observe in all properties. But in osmotic pressure, lower solution to higher solution, the solvent molecules are moving. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So this is only known as osmosis. This is only known as osmosis. Osmosis, what is osmosis? The solvent molecules are moving from lower concentration solution to higher concentration solution. You need to mention full sentence, full words. If you say simply solvent is moving from higher to lower, there is no meaning. Okay. Solvent molecules moving from low concentration solution and word also you need to mention. Otherwise, it will go different meaning. Okay. Again, I'm repeating. Solvent molecules moving from low concentration solution to higher concentration solution. This process or phenomenon is known as osmosis. Is it clear?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Right. So this process is going on. If you don't want to, if you want to stop this movement, what you can do? The water flow was there when we added the sugar. The water is flowing this side. Okay, immediately you want to stop it. Sir, I can close this wall. No, you should not touch this area. What you can do? You can do something here or here. What you can do here to stop this flow of water? What we can do? We can apply the pressure extra. We can apply some external pressure, P external, because 0.8 it was after dissolving salt or sugar, it became 0.8. So what I am doing, I am applying some pressure extra. Externally, I am putting some weight.
Yes,
Are you getting? Until it reach 1 atm. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So how much pressure is required? How much pressure is required to stop the flow of the molecules of solvent? How much pressure is required? Simply, how much pressure is required to stop the osmosis? What is the osmosis? Already we defined. Now, to stop the osmosis, how much pressure is required at higher concentration solution is called osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure. Got it? Two definitions.
Yes, sir.
First one is osmosis, the solvent molecules moving. The second one is to stop the solvent molecule, we are applying some external pressure, that is only osmotic pressure. You can see here it is the solution, means low concentration. It may be only water, you can think. Here inside some sugar was there. So what's happening? The water is going inside. So the water level is increasing compared to outer water level. Outer side water level is here only, but inside water level is going up. Until here, how much pressure is applying? There also same. When it is reaching to same pressure, until that level, the water is rising up in the tube. While it is going up, the pressure formula is HdG. Whenever H is increasing, the pressure will be rising. dG is the common. Okay, that's why at certain level, this pressure equal to this pressure. Okay, here P1 equal to here P2. So at certain height, P1 equal to P2. Got it? Because while H increasing, the pressure also increasing. The solvent and solution as shown in the figure, the solvent molecules will flow through the membrane from pure solvent to the solution. This process of flow of the solvent is called osmosis. Yes, you can write like this also, no problem. Either low concentration, higher concentration, or simply solvent and solution you can mention. Same experiment you can observe here. It is the pure solvent solution. So the water is going this side. Then they applied some external pressure to stop this osmosis. That is only osmotic pressure. The osmotic pressure pi is directly proportional to how much concentration is there, how much solute we are adding. It depends on that. Okay, pi equal CRT. Actually, this formula, just before I written, PV equal to nRT formula. PV equal to nRT. Then I can write P equal to N by VRT. The V is going here. Then P equal to N by V. What is N by V? Number of moles upon volume. That is called nothing but molarity.
Yes.
Yes, molarity I can take it as CRT. What is C? C is the concentration. Concentration in molarity, CM. Concentration in molarity. What is P? P here in the solution, that is only pi. P or pi. Pi equal to CRT. How pi equal to CRT came? Understood now? PV
Yes,
equal to nRT, P equal to N by VRT. N by V means molarity. Molarity we can take as CM. Concentration in the molarity. RT to as it is. P only we are calling here pi. P symbol we are using for gases. Pi symbol we are using for solution. Okay. Pi equal to CRT. So what is C? CM, molarity. Molarity formula you can apply. Here 2-3 words are there. One is isotonic solutions. Isotonic. Iso means same. Isotonic solutions. That means same osmotic pressure. Both A and B both are having same osmotic pressure. Those are isotonic. Those are called isotonic solutions. And one more thing. See, when sugar is added, the osmotic pressure decreased. Then what I did, why the water is moving towards solution side, that is called osmosis. To stop the osmosis, I applied some pressure, that is called osmotic pressure. These two definitions clear?
Yes, sir.
Suppose 0.2 applied. Okay, 0.2 and 0.8, it's done, equal. So the water is not moving anywhere. But if I applied suppose 0.5, then what will happen? This solution water is going towards solvent side.
Yes, sir.
Because 0.8 and 0.5, it becomes 1.3. Here only one is there. So higher pressure to lower pressure, the solvent is moving. So it is moving reverse. This is only known as reverse osmosis, RO. You can see RO plants, water purifiers. In the water purifier, they will mention that RO is there. What is that RO? Reverse osmosis process. How it is working? See, solution means salt water, it is impure water. From impure water to pure water. From impure water to pure water. How it is working? In that water purifier, one engine is there, it will exerting pressure, higher pressure. Then with higher pressure, the water is moving through the filters. The filters are not allowing any salts, only it is allowing water. That's why pure water is coming this side. That process is known as reverse osmosis. Understood reverse osmosis, what it is?
Yes, sir.
Right. The solutions having same osmotic pressure at a given temperature are called isotonic solutions. Here two words are there. One is hypertonic and hypotonic. Hyper and hypo. Hyper means generally we will use this word. Hyper means more. Yes. Sodium chloride, water flow out of the cell and they would shrink. Such solutions are called hypertonic. The concentration is less. Solution is said to be hypotonic. If concentration of the solution containing more than 0.9%. Why I am taking 0.9%? Because in cell, the fluid inside the blood cell equivalent to the 0.9% mass by volume sodium chloride solution is there. See, your cell is there, 0.9% NaCl is there. That time cell will be perfect. On other hand, if place the cell a solution containing more than 0.9 outside more than 0.9 means 1% solution is there outside. What it is? It was cell. It is outside. I am keeping in some container. Then what will happen? The shell, the water will come from the shell outside. Are you understanding this example? Hello.
So yes, sir. So will it be like that 1% is like the total, or like what is outside?
NaCl solution. Outside NaCl solution is 1%. Inside the cell 0.9%.
Yes.
Okay,
Sir.
1 means 2% you can take. Okay, outside 2%, inside the cell 0.9%. Inside water also there. See, solution 0.9% means what? Water and NaCl both are there. Now this water is coming out from the cell. Yes or no?
Yes, sir, because
Higher concentration. Lower concentration to moving higher concentration. So solvent molecule. Right.
Yes.
Then what will happen after some time? The shell will be shrinking.
Yes, sir.
That is only it's telling. The 0.9 generally 0.9% the mass by volume will be there in our cells. If we place the cells a solution containing more than 0.9% sodium chloride, water will flow out of the cells and they would shrink. This much clear? 3 lines?
Yes, sir.
And such solution is called hypertonic. This type of solution is called hypertonic solutions. Hypertonic solutions.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the hypertonic solution, the cell is shrinking. Right. This opposite is hypotonic. Opposite is hypertonic. If we keep less concentration outside, then what will happen? The water is going inside. The shell will be puffing. It is increasing the volume. The swelling and puffing, I suppose. Swelling. Whenever outside is less concentration, inside is more concentration is there, the cell will be swelling. Okay, this clear?
Yes, sir.
This reverse osmosis also I told you now. The fresh water is there and salt water is there. From salt water side, if you apply more pressure, then what will happen? The salt water is going towards fresh water. Of course, salt cannot allowed through the filter. That is called SPM, semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think, yeah. Actually, abnormal molar mass, it is not there, but even though I told you little bit, you asked me that dimerization means what? See, acetic acid is a dimerizing. I am taking 2 moles, but it become 1 mole. This is called dimerization.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and ionization means already you know that.